Yeah, there's a lot of work between these 2 or 3 streets that I'm going to earn probably a dozen jobs between the 2 streets in Darien that I keep referencing. So a lot of good money in this pocket. Eager to get these builds rolling. Tons of legitimate competition out here. Also tons of just shiesty storm chasers. So eager to get the ball rolling with everyone and see how this summer progresses.
Desert wind, here she comes and then she's gone again, and I'm just a traveler on this earth. Sure as my heart's behind the pocket of my shirt, I just keep rolling till I'm in dirt, 'cause I'm a traveler.
Good morning, guys. It is the first roof install of the season for me. So held out until, March 22nd. And we got one install going on today. It's an asphalt shingle roof. We're installing the GAF Timberline HDZ line of shingles with a full Golden Pledge warranty. So that'll be a transferable 25-year and 25-year on the workmanship and the material, with a 50-year prorated warranty. So it's the best available in class. This homeowner was referred to me late last season, aging roof, had budgeted for a roof replacement, and we ended up winning the job. So this is the first roof build of the season. We're pulling up here shortly. I'll get some footage on site, and then we'll be heading out of there in order to start our day filled with inspections. I've got 6 appointments that we'll be running, so we'll be all over Chicagoland. First stop after this stop in at this job site will be in Chicago for an active leak, and it should be a great day. All right, guys, just wrapping up with that job site walkthrough. Crew is already partially, half the roof was already torn off. It's just a single layer plywood decking. So everything was going smoothly. Gave them the final details on everything that needed to be knocked out there. They're set to go. So heading to my first inspection of the day over in Chicago for an active leak. We'll check that out, and then we'll be on our way to the next. All right, guys, out here in Chicago. Roof's relatively old. Looks like maybe some ventilation issues going on here. But you can see some mechanical related damage and a lot of extensive granule loss here. So got an old torch down flat system here, starting to alligator. Some of these seams are starting to struggle a little bit as well. Some old tree damage here. There's a tree planted directly below. They cut it down, but it caused some damage to the shingles itself. Some of these pipes were poorly installed as well. Now this area over here is where the water's coming in. Looks like we've got a hodgepodge of pipes installed here. And if you look along this sidewall here, you can see a little bit of bowing here. Got a diverter here and another flat roof system here. All right, guys, just wrapping up in Chicago with that first inspection for the day. The roof contractor that did this roof did a horrendous job. So the homeowner is experiencing premature failures from poor workmanship. I'll upload the video. I mean, I can't even name the number of things that were problematic on this particular roof structure, but it's of no surprise that she has active leaks that are going on right now. She's filed a claim with the insurance carrier. I don't know how much they're gonna do for her. So I explained to her, hey, this roof's already old. It's experiencing premature failure and obviously got active leaks going on. So worst case scenario, even if the claim is denied, I'd highly recommend entertaining a replacement just so that you've got peace of mind moving forward. So she was very receptive. And again, that happens quite a bit, especially when it's a referral. So homeowners are more receptive if you're referred out rather than banging on doors or purchasing leads from a third-party company. So anyways, we'll get her a retail estimate over in the next couple days, and we will go from there. Separate to that, I'm running out to East Dundee right now in order to inspect another potential wind claim. Looks like it's a smaller home that's got an older roof, so we'll see what's going on there, and hopefully I can get you some more good content uploaded as well. All right, guys, just wrapping up over in East Dundee. It was a report of a bunch of wind damage. I just got out there and there was really nothing missing. So a little bit confused there, but I'll touch base with the homeowner and see if we can just provide them with a retail estimate. And if they want to move forward, great. If not, on to the next one. Heading to Bolingbrook now. I'm gonna grab some quick lunch before I meet up with that particular referral. That was a referral from a previous customer. They're both a part of the same gun club, so they hang out quite frequently, and this particular homeowner that's having us come out experienced some pretty legitimate hail damage out in Bolingbrook. So I've been on a handful over in Bolingbrook since this storm on 310. Everything that I've seen so far has been pretty solid damage, so we'll see what we can do in order to help out this particular homeowner, and hopefully we can make all parties involved happy, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, we are out here in Bolingbrook, Illinois. A little bit of the epicenter of the storm for Bolingbrook. So some really good and legitimate damage here. This is that front-facing slope. And this is a newer shingle too, so the damage is definitely legitimate. Back slope here, same story. Some good hits. And again, this is a newer shingle, so it should be more resilient to hail impacts when it's properly ventilated as it is. And even this thing is toast, so we'll get this one rolling, meet with the insurance adjuster, and see what we can do here. All right, guys, just wrapping up in Bolingbrook, Illinois. It was a very good inspection, a very good meeting with the customer there. So excited to work with them. They experienced ping pong size plus hail, and judging by all of the yard signs out in this area, the damage was pretty widespread and legitimate. So I urge them to file a claim with their insurance carrier. We'll be there for that adjuster meeting, and we'll see what we can do for them. Now we're heading to 2 additional referrals over in Darien, about 15 minutes away. Those should both be slam dunks, so I'm looking forward to getting on those roofs and seeing what we can find. All right, guys, out here in Darien, Illinois, just did the initial elevation walkthrough. There's some small hits in some areas, but for the most part, the soft metals were pretty well protected. This area in particular in Darien was hit pretty heavily with a tornado / hailstorm back in 2021. We actually did a handful of roofs over in this area. This here is a manufactured IKO Cambridge shingle. And the reason that I could tell you that is if you look at these dragon's teeth, they're all straight. And IKO is the only manufacturer that does that. There's some small hits on some of these soft metals. And this is about a 10-12 pitch here, this slope here. So I'll go grab some steep gear and check it out a little bit further. And then I think I'm gonna have to grab a 2-story ladder to get up on this main section here, which is fine, but I'm gonna cut this video and I'll get another one going. All right, guys, wrapped up with that first Darien inspection. It was a referral from a referral partner, and it's his in-laws house. So that area there got pretty legitimate damage. There was damage sustained to the vehicles that they had parked out front, as well as the roof. I've got some good video that I took while up on that property. Roughly ping pong sized hail damage. So solid one there. Talked to the referral partner. He said, hey, let's get this thing rolling. So we'll secure that one. It's a nice project in a nice area. So I'm excited to help out there. And now we're heading to my final inspection today. And I just drove past that particular house, and it's 3 doors down from a roof that I've already inspected. So I'm excited to be able to work with two customers on the same street. We should get this one. It should be a slam dunk. But anyways, yeah, there's a lot of work between these 2 or 3 streets that I'm going to earn. Probably a dozen jobs between the 2 streets in Darien that I keep referencing. So a lot of good money in this pocket. A lot of really good damage in this pocket. Eager to get these builds rolling. Tons of legitimate competition out here. Also tons of just shiesty storm chasers. So eager to get the ball rolling with everyone and see how this summer progresses. I'll keep you updated, guys. All right, guys, out here in Darien, Illinois. Pretty consistent with what we've been seeing all throughout this pocket in this neighborhood here. So this one's a pretty good hit here. You can see actually our yard sign, 1, 2, so just past this blue truck you can see our yard sign. And we got that house approved on Saturday to the tune of about 35 grand. So we'll get this one rolling as well. All right, guys, up on this referral, we're just up on this roof here, and we are doing that roof down there, and we're on this roof here. And this was just a casual, hey, why don't you check out my roof while you're already out here? So we've got some great damage here. Homeowner's 93 years of age, so she's really trusting her neighbor in terms of a good referral. And here we are. So we'll get the information over and see what we can do here. All right, guys, just wrapping up for the day. It's about 9 o'clock, so it was a 14-hour day. A ton of great traction in the right direction. I threw a bunch of yard signs out for some very qualified buyers, and received another handful of referrals for inspections for this upcoming week, as well as well into next week. So other than that, received some paperwork for some approvals, so we're getting contracts signed accordingly over the next few days, and the momentum's all going in the right direction. So I'll keep the content coming. Tomorrow it looks like it'll be a 6 or 7 day, or a 6 or 7 inspection kind of day. So another very busy 12 to 14-hour day ahead of us. But yeah, I'll do my best to get this thing edited and uploaded in the next few days, and we'll go from there.